Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Noina Sari binti Saiful Suami as a moderator, and I would like to thank you for all the audience for coming to our forum today. Our topic for today is about LGBT from the society perspective. Before we go any further, I would like to introduce our panelists for today. The first one is Muhammad Hassan Basri bin Abdullah Najib as a headmaster at SMK Ikram. The second one is Nuria Kim binti Jalal as a president of Student University Sultan Azhar Shah. Muhammad Zahari bin Jamrin as an influencer. And the last one is Muhammad Nur Ikmal bin Muhammad Nazir as a region officer. So without wasting any more time, I will ask the first question to our first panel, Mr. Hassan Basri, about what is LGBT and what is taught in Islam.
Thank you, Miss Moderator. It is an honor to be here and sit along with a fellow panelist. First of all, what is LGBT? LGBT is an acronym that L stands for lesbian, G for gay, B for bisexual, and T for transgender. In Islam, it is haram because Allah say in the Quran about a prophet Lut people that destroy by the wrath of Allah. It because they love and having a sex with the same gender. Moreover, it is also act as provide under Sharia law and can be subject to various punishment, including the death penalty, depending on the circumstance and sector. Furthermore, if someone want to change the creation of Allah, it is provide. Like Allah say in the Quran in Surah An-Nisa verse 119, I will cautionally mislead them and delude them with empty hope. Also, I will order them and they will slit the ears of cattle and alter Allah's creation. And whoever takes Satan as a guardian instead of Allah has clearly suffered a tremendous loss. And my last point, if you want to survive from the LGBT, you need to teach your children about the faith education from the young until grown up, and inshallah they will know the difference between a good thing and a bad thing. Wallahu alam bisawab. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our panel, Mr. Hassan Basri. So LGBT is a community of people who refer themselves as lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, and is an act that are prohibited under Islamic law. Now we go to panel number 2, Ms. Yakin. From your opinion, how we want to overcome LGBT from spreading widely in public?
Okay, thank you for the moderator. So, what my opinion about how to overcome LGBT from spreading widely in public? Okay, firstly, the role of government in cooperation with religious organizations. Okay, so we can using the concept of peace with LGBT because this concept is more for dakwah. You can dakwah for LGBT to attract their to interest in Islam. Alright. Secondly, the role of parents. So this is about the responsibility of parents to provide understanding. Start from home, start from their family. They can educating their children not to be influenced by the LGBT. And you can do the campaign. Yes, maybe every year you can do the campaign to give awareness to the LGBT, and you can give something for the community about the dangerous LGBT, because we know LGBT is something wrong in Islam. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yakin, for your opinion. Our panel has said that the role of parent and government will help us to overcome this LGBT issue from spreading widely in public. Now, Mr. Zahari, why do you think that there are some people who prefer to fall in love in the same gender?
Allah. Retake. I think retake. Okay. Where is the question? Where is the question? Alright. This is the question. Okay. Thank you to the other panel and the moderator to your beautiful ideas and opinion about the LGBT community. And my question is why this group prefer to like the same group compared to different genders, because they were ingrained in them to have sex with the opposite sex. They have an emotional, romantic, intellectual, and or sexual attraction to people of the same sex. That's a number one. Then number two, this group is lack of religious education in oneself to dare to do the accursed act. As we can see, the group of Nabi Lut races have been punished, and Allah has lent destruction to their land, and they die. This group clearly violates the concept of the creation of gender, namely man and woman as enshrined in Quran. There is no other gender in this world, only two, man and woman. That's all. Then thirdly, it is because their family members who are less supportive in their life. You can see now that with less supportive in our life or family members, we can be toxicity, you know. This day community also very toxic. Oh. Then next, it is because adverse influence from around. There is always have media that point or promote LGBT in dramas or movie. Lot of movie these day always promote about their accursed act. Many of them. Korean drama, American movie, even Malaysian right now. They will expose them in the media. And lastly, because of stress in other sex romance. This act actually pressure causes to them to feel the same sex is better because they supposedly understand better. Men are simply and doesn't have any lot of problem, and woman or girl have slightly complicated to understanding them. That's all that I can think. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zahari, for your opinion. So, what I can conclude from Mr. Zahari said is they are probably think that people with the same gender can get more understanding in relationship. So now we go to the last question to our panel, Mr. Nur Ikmal. What are the factors that can cause a person to become a member of LGBT?
Thank you, moderator, for a good question. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Like what you asked, what are the factors that can cause a person to become a LGBT? Actually, there are many factors that can cause person to become LGBT, but I just wanted to debate one of that become the starting point of the LGBT. That is wrong enlargement. Wrong enlargement. Parents nowadays raise their kids in a wrong way. As for example, boys are given name and clothing like women. We can see in social media, parents rush each other style offering with the various fashion regardless of gender factor and suitability of one clothing. Such a small thing like this actually drive and trigger their kids' sense of hormone. Parents should adopt kids' education in accordance with Islamic guidelines, such as giving them a good name, giving them a good clothes, and clean clothes, and the clothes must suitable with their gender. Allah already said in Al-Quran at Surah Al-Luqman verse 13 that when Luqman say to his son when he give their son a lesson, the word sound like this: "Oh my son, do not reinforce Allah. Indeed, allied Allah is actually a great disgrace." Surah Al-Luqman verse 13. At this surah, we can see that's important to be made from parent to children so that children do not fall into things that ally Allah, such as LGBT act. Because according to Islam, communication is a very important thing in the process of raising a child. You can talk with your child if you see their behavior starting to change in the other direction. We as parents can start preventive measure if the child begin to behave outside their gender limitation. It is not wrong for us to teach sex education to children as long as they are able to understand. All of us as a parent, public, or whatever we are, all of us are responsible to prevent this LGBT acts in our country and our religion.
Thank you, Mr. Noikma, for your best opinion. So, I can conclude that the way of parenting raising their child could also turn them into a LGBT person if their parents are treating them opposite from their gender. So, the conclusion to our forum today is LGBT is an act that are prohibited in Islamic law. Some other factors, such as lack of religion education or less support for family, could lead them to fall in this gender relationship. The way of parenting raising their child could also be the one of the factor too. This shows that parents has to play their role and government too should take a serious action to prevent this from spreading widely in public. That's all for our forum today and thank you for coming. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.